Hey guys, it's Mike Wise back again. And in honour today of the Queensland Government Open Data Initiative, I thought I'd throw together a video. I was watching some of the pictures today, and I thought there's some excellent stuff that we could demonstrate the platform easily achieving. So one of those was mapping schools. So some of that data is actually available on the Queensland Government data website. And down deep in the data is the state and non-state school details for 2012. And so on. So if you actually press download on that, there's no actual API available. It gives you a spreadsheet. And so we can open up that spreadsheet in Excel, and we'll see, if I drag it out, that it contains data for schools in a particular table here. It's a tab called literally Table 1. And what you see in this information is a center code, the name. They quite politely give you the latitude and longitude, which is excellent. And they give you a range of other detailed information about the address and fax and phone numbers and geographic information that you can work with. There's also a secondary table on, telling you how to import, what to understand about or what's important about these types. So in this first table, it seems that it would be great if we import all of these schools, and they also tell us what type of school, if it's a non-state or a state, and so on. So wouldn't it be great if we could actually plot these in Google Maps? Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll jump out of Excel here. Now, just to illustrate the point, what I've done with the platform is produced a report. This report shows empty, no schools, so there's really nothing up my sleeves here to say that I'm actually going to do this. So I'll just do it live. I'll log into the platform, and what I've done in advance is created some pipelines around open data in the schools, just simply to be able to pull the data in. So to achieve this, inside the data manager, I created a data model called Open Data, and inside that model I created a school. The school as an entity has quite a few attributes, and of these is latitude and longitude that I want to be able to manage. The others is I also targeted the Open Data initiative to contain a spot, a single point of truth for schools. So here's an open data single point of truth for the school. So when I get the data, I know it's coming from the open data schools spreadsheet, and I've identified that as the single point of truth for that kind of information. So then to glue it all together, I needed to create what's called a data format to be able to import that data into a special location so I can study it. So from here, I then use my pipelines. So I go into pipelines, and I created a school pipeline here to simply import that information. So if I just quickly look up schools, and here we are, I've got a state schools to hub. Inside that editor, I resize. What it's going to do is download the file that's physically from that location, all about the XLS listing. It's then going to read that spreadsheet at table 1 with header row of 1 from a particular cell range. From there it's going to collide that information using my data model that I'd previously set up. So if I just press run, what it's going to do is actually execute this on the cloud. So this is running in our cloud implementation of Universal Platform, and hopefully it's then going to carry out the work of importing all of that data, and so I can start doing some work against it. So it's just ticking along and running, and says that it's run. So if I come back over here to this tab and then list out all of the schools now, I see that I've actually got some data sitting inside these schools. Interestingly enough, this information here comes from our data management, and there is a query. And specifically I wrote a query to be able to pull information from the school itself, so the center code, the latitude, longitude. So it's really interesting. I've been able to take spreadsheet information straight from the site, no questions asked, no interaction, bring it in, and just simply be able to produce a report. Now this report is detailing latitude and longitude about the schools. What we can do using our templating interface here is be able to produce a template which targets the school information. So there's two pieces that make it work. There's a template that produces a map using Google Maps and imports this information using KML. Then the second piece is being able to bring that information in through KML. And so what we have is a template here that produces the KML for us, giving us the latitude, longitude, and some information about the place mark itself. So when you combine all of that together, you get a school map. So what we've got here is a real-time produced template that's accessing Google Maps and plotting every one of these schools that we saw in that list from the spreadsheet. So, there we have it. It actually took me about an hour and a half to make that example, and I included no developers. All you needed to do is understand some basic templating and understand how the spreadsheet works. So, thanks very much, Queensland Government, for providing this information, and thank you to the Universal Platform for allowing me, a non-developer, to be able to access that information in a way that I need it, in Google Maps, real time, all the time. Information on your terms. So, come back to our website, check us out, subscribe to the Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and to our YouTube feed, and we'll be showing you great new features and great new functionality from Universal Platform. Catch you later.